5,000 subscribers. It's a number that I don't think I would have ever imagined, looking back at the 5 years that this channel is made up of when it comes to videos anyway. With that, obviously, I want to give a huge thanks for all the support on my videos, you know, all the kind words in the comments, just in general for showing up and, you know, watching all these games that I played, the stories that I tried to explore. I've kind of already said this in the video, so I'm gonna harp on it again, but, you know, whether you're a viewer that's here very regularly or someone that passes by over the months, or whether you've showed up once, thank you, because without any of you, this channel wouldn't be anywhere. I talk about this every time I kind of talk handily about the channel and its history, specifically in like milestone videos and whatnot. I talk about how this channel initially started. If I really want to look back at my history with YouTube, it goes on way further than what this channel has gone through. I initially started making videos, and I think I mentioned this in one video at one point. I initially made a channel, I think, in 2013, 2014, where I uploaded like Left 4 Dead 2 videos. Honestly, I was just like, the whole idea of uploading to YouTube seems so fun, right? I was a teenager at the time, obviously. It was just all so fascinating, but it didn't really go anywhere, and I didn't really care much at the time for it to go anywhere. Hell, I even made a few Minecraft videos shortly after that. And then came 2019, years and years later, where the thought kind of passed by again. And that's when I made this channel. But I didn't upload after that. I made this channel October 28th, 2019, and I made my very first video on it, uploaded my very first video on it in 2020, around the new year, I think. That video is no longer up, nor any of the videos from that period of time, because they weren't videos I was happy with. It was random playthrough videos, which were unedited and definitely way too long to expect anyone to try and sit through, honestly. But at the time, I don't think I didn't have a plan when it came to YouTube, and arguably I didn't have a plan when I was doing these videos years ago either. But at the time, my frame of mind on YouTube was not in the best state. I was a bit of a stats freak, really. And seeing like the watch time and views, which to be honest were pretty much nothing, I stopped uploading right after 2 months, I would say. And I stopped. I pretty much didn't want to do anything with it anymore. I didn't want to do anything with YouTube anymore. And then came 2021, after some encouragement from my friends to start making videos again and really have a go at it. I did. But lo and behold, those videos were pretty random too. But at least in that time, a couple things had changed. For one, I didn't focus on playthroughs as much. I think most of the videos during the kind of like 2021, for reference I suppose, I've been uploading for 5 years now on a regular basis. Around like June, July 2021 to September 2021, I was uploading a lot of FIFA content, specifically with friends, which are also not on the channel anymore. I had made over 30 videos of FIFA videos, specifically were like friendlies with my friends, and that was pretty much the extent of it, along with like Returnal at some point, and I think I played like a random anime game or something. But I didn't really have a frame of mind. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what to really do with the channel. And then came September 2021, where I got the idea to start playing horror games. I didn't do it super regularly. I was still uploading FIFA, I think, at the time, but I was sprinkling in horror here and there. And honestly, at least relatively speaking for the time, I had very few views for sure, but it wasn't like 2020 where I had nothing. And I don't know, I was just going at it, but the difference with those videos was mainly my frame of mind, as I don't know why I said frame of mind so many times, but I wasn't as much of a stats freak. Given nowadays, I'm kind of like, I do pay attention to the analytics and whatnot, but I don't let myself get down on them, right? I don't let it weigh in my head too much. I think the only videos where that can happen are the story breakdown ones, because those are videos I really care about. Or rather, I guess, well, I care about all my videos, but I mean, like, because the story breakdowns are a much more bigger time investment, and I actually, like, script those out, and I look into, I go through the footage of my games, I put a lot more effort into those videos in particular. I care about those videos do a lot more, obviously. But the difference was that in 2021, at least, like, beginning with the channel again, I wasn't gonna let the stats knock me down anymore. I was like, if nothing happens with the channel, I'm happy with that. I don't mind, because I was still having fun with the recordings, and I was making videos on games that I was gonna be playing anyway for the most part, so I didn't really mind it. And then started playing horror games regularly, and then came Security Breach. That's pretty much when I made the pivot to FNAF related content. Specifically, I played Security Breach, right? And that was gonna be just that. But after Security Breach, I had found kind of like a rekindled interest in FNAF, given I think it's safe to say that interest is kind of gone now. Mainly, not really gone, but it's like I don't really have the time nor the desire to really stay up to date on FNAF lore stuff anymore. I'll play the games for sure whenever they come out, right? Like I played Secret of the Mimic, for example, and I did have some understanding of what was happening, but I am by no means I guess a better way of putting it is, like, I probably know more about FNAF fan game stuff for sure when it comes to stories than anything FNAF related. And so after Security Breach in 2022, beginning of the year, I started playing FNAF fan games, specifically Mary's Arcade, right? And that pretty much went on for the next 4.5 years. Along the line, I started doing story breakdowns. I was thinking, like, maybe this is the kind of video that I can do that's different from regular gameplay stuff that people might be interested in. I initially was going to do those as a one-off, because I wasn't, again, part of me was like, I was still in a phase where I was unsure of what people would want to watch for, from my videos, right? Would people be interested in seeing me cover FNAF fan game story stuff, right? Like story breakdowns. Would they be interested in just seeing me talk in the app about the story? I wasn't really confident in that. But I was proved wrong pretty quickly with how my first story breakdown did, and pretty much ever since I try to do those regularly. I have at this point over 30 story breakdowns made, and I still have to make more, honestly, after this. But that came as a pleasant surprise, and so that takes us through pretty much like a very quick overview of the past 5 years I've been uploading on this channel, at least videos you can probably still see. So over the course of those 5 years, over 5,000 subscribers, over 1.4 million views, which I'm kind of surprised. I'm not as surprised now because it's my 4th recording, but when I first saw that number when I was making my first recording, I was like, wait a minute, that's right, we're at 1.4 million views. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't even remember, I don't think I even acknowledged that we had crossed over 1 million views total. So the fact that we're almost at 1.5 is insane. Now, someone can take a look at the channel and think that's nothing, but I don't see it that way. I never really expected this channel to go anywhere when I first started uploading. It was mainly just something I could do while I was playing games that I already wanted to play in the first place. So I was like, oh, might as well record it while I'm playing it in the first place, right? But oddly enough, this channel has evolved to something a bit different than that, because for one, the time I spend on the channel day to day, on a daily basis, right, isn't a huge chunk of my time. And that's not to say that I don't want to dedicate a lot of time to this channel. It's mainly because, for one, I don't have much time. I have a very limited time to record these videos where I don't have to deal with any background noise and whatnot. Of course, that goes without saying that it doesn't take me too long to really record these videos and edit them. But on top of that, it also has to do with the videos I make in general, right? FNAF fan games. As much as I enjoy playing those games, right? They're not games that I play in my free time. I honestly, if it wasn't for the channel, I probably wouldn't be playing FNAF fan games now. And that's mainly because I have a whole bunch of other games that I enjoy playing in my free time that would probably just take precedent over fan games. But as a result, this channel in a way has become an outlet for me to be able to experience a whole different genre of games that I probably wouldn't be playing otherwise, which honestly is not something I expected I would say about the channel. And with that in mind, it's still surprising how even after 4.5 years, I have not grown tired of playing these games. It helps for sure when you deal with all sorts of different, visual styles, gameplay styles, stories. But I think it's just like, when you look at it from that kind of frame of mind, it's wild to think of how much time has passed since then. But of course, I also have to thank you guys for how long the channel has gone, because I think even though I would have been doing it for fun, if the channel hasn't done as well it has done at this point in time, I don't know if I would still be uploading these videos, at least at the pace that I do now. I try to make sure, Monday to Friday I have a video out. I try to record over the weekends to make sure I have videos ahead of time ready so that I don't have to record and edit on the same day. And it's all thanks to you guys. So far, this has been my best year on YouTube yet, and we're, again, only barely halfway over. So I'm just excited to keep going. It's one of those things where it's like, it's weird because I never really think about like where this channel could go in the future. When it comes to this channel specifically, I try to stay a lot in the present. So for now, we're just gonna keep going on. I promise I will get to Five Nights at Maggie's Classic very soon. But of course, with all that said, I hope you did enjoy hearing me talk and I guess kind of do a reflection on the history of the channel, and I guess just give you an idea of how far it's come and how appreciative I am of your support. With that said, I'll see you in another video. Take care.